And I can tell you an anecdote. I'm not going to mention the name of the Swami. So long back, over about 12 to 13 years ago, I'm a brahmachari in India, and I'm with the senior Swami. And that Swami said, hey, I got as a gift a 1-year membership to the British Council Library. You want to come with me? I said, good. We were in a workshop together, a Nyaya workshop, and so we're hanging out. And so we go together to the British Council Library. The moment we walk into the library, there's a cafe, and there's a young boy indicating that he's Muslim because he's wearing a cap. And he's in his early 20s. And he saw the giro, the orange of the other monk. And he didn't say anything, but then he waited for us to go to the bookshelves. And we're browsing the shelves. I'm at the next shelf, and this other Swami is there. And then that kid makes a beeline for that other Swami. And then he asks him, just straight off, he just said, who is Agni? Who is Agni? A-G-N-I. This is the way that he's trained by people like Zakir Naik. Who is Agni? What is Agni? It means fire, right? But it goes back to, there's a deep spiritual significance to it, which Sri Aurobindo talks about in his book, The Secret of the Veda. So going back to the Vedas, okay, this term Agni from the Vedas. What's the idea here? There's a dialectic which Zakir Hussain teaches to these young Muslims to try to convert Hindus to Islam by refuting the religion, by basically reducing it to a kind of reductio ad absurdum, which means it's an absurd religion based on superstition and polytheism. And so Agni, and then the moment he said, so he's trying to trap him basically, this monk. Oh, he's one deity. And then, oh, but then what about Varuna? And what about blah? And then what about blah? Ah, you're polytheistic, you're beyond the pale. But this Swami, little did they know, or little did this kid know, that he was up against one of the most articulate and brilliant monks in our order. And so he immediately gave a very articulate Vedantic answer to the question, and he said basically, he explained this first principle out of the 4 core principles of spiritual Hinduism in a very compelling way. And the kid starts getting flummoxed and emotional. And they have this little back and forth. This monk is standing and just being very calm. Finally the kid gets fed up, loses his temper, and says, why don't you just convert to Islam? And then I won't give the answer. So, but